welcome to the Daily English Show. Today's guest is Kealan. Kealan is from Sydney in Australia and he's been staying here in Niseko this winter with his parents and his sister. It's his third time in Japan. He snowboards and he can also speak a bit of Japanese. I asked him how he studies Japanese.
Mainly you have like Japanese for busy people books, and we read it up like how you would say a phrase, and then we would go check with the locals, and we learn a few phrases that actually help, like kore wa nan desu ka? So that's how we learn Japanese.
Kia ora, in Stick News today, authorities in Syria have introduced new regulations to increase their control over internet use. According to the Syrian Media Center, at least 153 internet sites are blocked in Syria, including Facebook and YouTube. The head of the center says Syrians have been using forums to launch a counter-offensive against the government's curbs on public expression. He said the forums provide a way for users to share information on how to bypass government blocking of sites through what is known as internet proxies. Last year, the government ordered internet sites based in Syria to provide the clear identity and name of those behind any article or comment they publish. Now, Reuters reports the government is extending the scope of its censorship. This week, internet cafe owners were ordered to take down the names and identification cards of their clients, as well as the times they come and leave. These steps are designed to terrorize internet users and spread fear and self-censorship in violation of the right to privacy and free expression. And that was Stick News for Monday, the 17th of March. Kia ora. Have you studied any other languages? What countries have you been to? Where has been the most interesting place? When did you start snowboarding? Was it easy to learn? What do you do about school? And you've also been to a regular school, haven't you? What do you think are the advantages of homeschooling? Are there any disadvantages? Do you think the culture in Australia and Japan is very different? Is there anything that really surprised you when you first came to Japan? What's your dream for the future?
I studied Indonesian when I was in year 2, but no, I prefer Japanese. It's good fun to learn. We've been to many countries. We've been to Ireland, Indonesia, we've been to Japan 3 times, and we've been to China. We've also been to Thailand, but that was just a stopover when we were travelling to go to Ireland. Well, I like Japan, definitely, mainly because we get to snowboard, and I like soba and their noodles and food, so it's nice. I started last season. I was snowboarding for about 4 months, and then I started, and then this season I've done another about 3 months, so I've been snowboarding for about 7 months. Yeah, it was very easy to learn, mainly because Mum and Dad also knew how to snowboard, so they gave us some guidance. We do homeschooling. It's where my Mum and Dad teach us, so they put us down with a book and we have to read from it, or say using the computer, we say use like 40 times 1, things like that, and lots of questions and algebra. Yeah, I was in school until year 5, and counting cottage, which in one of my schools was like a little kindergarten. Well, I do get to learn my language a lot better. Say if I was in year 7, which I am, if I was using, say, a teacher or trying to practice, it'd be a lot harder. Since I get to travel, I actually get to speak person to person to an actual person that really speaks that language. So it's a lot easier. And I get to spend a lot more time with Mum and Dad, and I get to see more of the world. Friends, but usually we get to meet some people around here, say in the caravan park, and so that's where friends must be the worst out of them all. It's definitely a lot different. Where in Australia we wouldn't even take off our shoes and walk in, and the Japanese like to keep it a bit clean, and then they have onsens, and we have like private baths, so it's a lot different in many ways. Well, definitely the toilets with the sprays, but that was basically all. And learning in a different language was a big of a surprise. I thought it'd be a lot easier, but it was a lot harder than I thought. But it's good fun. Well, just basically go with the flow, and just snowboard. It's good fun and have fun.
True or false? Kealan enjoys studying Indonesian more than Japanese. False. Kealan stayed in Thailand for 3 months. False. Kealan said snowboarding was very difficult to learn. False. Kealan was surprised by the toilets in Japan. True. Kealan's dream is to become a professional skier. False. And that was the Daily Englisher. See you tomorrow. Bye.